Hello there, this is Michael from Make It WordPress and I'm on the quest to find the best of WordPress. And today I'm going to look into Quick.cloud. So you may have heard of it, you may haven't heard of it, but Quick.cloud is a very powerful CDN content delivery network that can make your website load faster from any location in the world, and it can also make your WordPress website more secure. So in this video, I'll be going through what Quick.cloud is. I was setting up Quick.cloud as a demo website and I will do some testing with it. So let's see how good Quick.cloud really is. So before we start diving into the technicalities, you may be thinking, what is Quick.cloud? Well, Quick.cloud is a service of the people that also created LiteSpeed. And LiteSpeed is a web server that can run websites such as WordPress. Basically a kind of software that can be put on servers to run websites on, to host websites on, and it's used a lot by hosting companies. And Quick.cloud is their CDN service, which further enhances the performance functionalities that are delivered, that are given by LiteSpeed. And Quick.cloud only works with WordPress and only works with servers that already run LiteSpeed, whether it is Open LiteSpeed, the regular LiteSpeed, or the LiteSpeed Enterprise version. That's a hard requirement, so to use it, you need to have your website running on LiteSpeed. If you have that, it gives some great functionalities, some great additional functionalities, such as a CDN, including complete caching. So your website is stored on their servers on multiple locations all over the world, and this makes the global load speed of your website much faster. And they also offer a couple of other features, such as image optimization, the optimization of your styles in the theme. In other words, the critical CSS and the unique CSS. And they also have a functionality for low quality image placeholders that will replace the big images on your website by low quality placeholders before they have been loaded fully. And by the way, with image optimization, they decrease the file size of your images, which also help to make your website load faster. So that is sort of Quick.cloud. In this view, I assume you already have your website running on a LiteSpeed server. If you have not, in the next section, I will be just showing you 3 hosts that run LiteSpeed well. So in this video, I won't be going through the process of setting up a LiteSpeed based website. I already assume you have a LiteSpeed website running. If you haven't, I can recommend 3 parties. NameHero, if you want a pretty cheap but reliable hosting that also supports LiteSpeed, and the same counts for Hostinger, which also is a hosting company, which is powered by LiteSpeed. I also did an extensive review of Hostinger, which you can find in some of my other videos. And if you're more of the do-it-yourself type and loves to have the most performance for the least amount of money and most of the flexibility, you could use Run.cloud, which supports Open LiteSpeed, the open source version of LiteSpeed. But again, this is more if you're a bit technical and want to manage your own service. And if you're going to use Run.cloud, which you can find on runcloud.io, I really recommend the servers from upcloud.com, which have amazingly fast cloud servers, and these combine pretty well with Run.cloud. You also will find the links of these services in the description below. Alrighty, so here we are at our brand new LiteSpeed website. As you can see, this is just running the default WordPress setup. There's not so much in it, hardly any pages or posts. But as you can already see, the LiteSpeed cache is already integrated in here. So if the LiteSpeed cache plugin is not yet installed at your website, please go to plugins, click add new, and then search for LiteSpeed. and you will see the LiteSpeed cache plugin popping up. Here it's already active. If it's not, you can install now and then activate it. And this plugin is required to use Quick.cloud. All right, so if you have LiteSpeed cache installed, let's go ahead and take our first steps for setting up Quick.cloud. And the first thing you need to do is basically requesting a domain key. It can be done by just clicking on this button, and this will take some time. All right, so our domain key is now in here. It's set up. And by the way, I won't be going in detail into LiteSpeed cache settings for the plugin itself. I will be focusing on Quick.cloud. There are a lot of other videos about that as well. We have a domain key, and now we can link the domain in our Quick.cloud account. For that, we need the Quick.cloud account. I already have an account, and it's very easy to set up at Quick.cloud. So let's go ahead and click on link to Quick.cloud. And a new tab will open up with the WordPress user login. And you can also sign in with another existing account. Here you can just easily sign up. I'll be using my address and just be logging in. And there we are. Now LiteSpeed cache is now connected to Quick.cloud. It's actually that easy, especially if you already have an account. So let's briefly see what the Quick.cloud dashboard is all about. So we'll be moving to another tab in my browser and see our domain working on it. All right, so I'm logged in at Quick.cloud, and this is my overview. I also have another testing domain in here. This is the domain we just set up for our LiteSpeed test. Let's just click on it because we're going to add the CDN. It's still disabled. As you can see, there are 3 other services as well. We will be looking into that momentarily, but first focus on the CDN, and it's still disabled. And what is the Quick.cloud CDN? It's the content delivery network, and it allows basically for faster loading of your website worldwide. It takes parts of your website, such as images, scripts, and assets, and puts them on servers all over the world. That's basically how it works. And the great thing of Quick.cloud is that it can serve your whole WordPress website on these servers, at least the static parts. It also has good support for dynamic parts, such as shopping carts and such, which are mainly dynamic in the website. Nevertheless, it is able to make your site run fast from multiple locations in the world, and that's of course really nice. Quick.cloud works with a free plan in which you can place your website on 6 POPs in Europe and the United States, and a standard plan in which your website will be served from 70 locations worldwide. And basically you will get some free credits to start with. I have 50 free credits to start with. You can see here the costs per gigabyte of data served, and the credit system actually works for all the other services such as image optimization, page optimization, and so forth, which we will be going to view somewhat later. But for a basic small website, these free credits work fine, and it's very neat to be able to test this plan. As you can see, this is the subscription, and we can also manually add some credits. I have 0 balance here. If you want to view the pricing of the credits, just visit the Quick.cloud website. Nevertheless, let's go back to the CDN and enable it. And for that, we need to first enable the CDN in our WordPress installation. So let's go back to WordPress. Right, there we are. We're back in WordPress, and the first thing we need to do is enable Quick.cloud CDN in here. Click on Save Changes, and there we are. And now we can go back to the Quick.cloud. So we're back at Quick.cloud. And let's try this again, just to reload. There we are. Now this button is enabled, and I'm using a subdomain in here. It works. It can work differently if you're using the root domain. So we're going to use the above option, and for that we're going to change some things in our DNS settings. So you can change your DNS settings at a place where you have registered your domain for the website. It can be at your hosting company. Maybe you're using a separate company for registering your domain. I am using Cloudflare for my domains, which I think is great. So I'll be adding this value into Cloudflare. So here I am at my DNS management for Cloudflare. What I basically need to do is delete my existing A record, because I already have a record pointing to my server in here, and that one needs to be deleted because it will give a conflict with my CNAME record. Delete it, click on delete, make sure this is the correct record you're deleting, otherwise your main website may be going down. If you're using this from a root domain, you need to obviously delete the record for your root domain. Nevertheless, this is the example for the subdomain. So let's go ahead and delete it. And now I'll be adding a new CNAME record. And we're using OS because that's the subdomain I'm using for this example website. And well, this is a Cloudflare specific setting. It needs to be off. And now click save, and we're done on the DNS part. Depending on your provider or registration company, this can take a couple of hours before this change comes in. Cloudflare is really fast, but other providers may be a bit slower. So I'll be going back to Quick.cloud and see if our changes are already there. All right, so I'm back here and now I have added these things to my DNS. So let's check if my DNS is already verified. And it's not yet verified. We can see the DNS verification is now in progress. All right, so our DNS verification is still in progress. And after this has been progressed, the SSL certificate will also be installed by Quick.cloud itself. And then it will take around 15 to 20 minutes before everything is set up. So in the meantime, I will be going over to my other subdomain that has already been set up. It would be a waste to wait for this. And for this domain, this verification progress and this SSL certificate is already installed. So I'll be going back to overview and switch to this other domain where already everything is installed. And as you can see, our CDN is installed. Everything is valid in here. It actually looks the same. There are a couple of options for the CDN. My default dynamic cache is on, and also the static cache, you can turn it on. It's by default off. It's better to turn it on. There are some details for the connection in which you can set it to match the connection. So it will be HTTPS if the connection is HTTPS. And you can also force it to be HTTPS. The great thing is that there are also possibilities to increase the security when you're using the CDN from Quick.cloud. So it's not only CDN, but also security package. And it's possible to add some filters in here and block certain countries. So if you only want people from Europe to visit your website, you can change it in here. Obviously, I want everyone to visit the website, so I'll leave it open in here. And furthermore, the security options. This, I think, makes Quick.cloud really interesting. Also, compared to some of the competitors. Cloudflare is a competitor of Quick.cloud. This is somewhat more easy to set up and less overwhelming. And there is an anti-distributed denial of service option, which basically keeps attacks at bay from your website and also brute force login attempts. So these are attempts when hackers try to guess your password by repeatedly entering it or by repeatedly sending requests to your website. The same attack can also be used to try to get your website down by sending so many requests that your server cannot handle it. And this is another security functionality for it. Pretty great. Protect from bad visitor is basically a mode to protect your site when it's under attack, and every visitor will get a CAPTCHA, so needs to solve a small puzzle before they will see the website. XML RPC is a functionality of WordPress, which is used a lot by hackers actually, and this blocks or actually restricts all requests from non-trusted visitors, and you can even block it for all browsers. There are a couple of other options here. You can block IPs, IP addresses, adding CAPTCHA settings. There are WordPress specific settings to block certain things, and below we have our SSL certificate. So I think this is a really nice thing of Quick.cloud. In addition, we also have 3 other functionalities that I already shortly talked about, and that is that Quick.cloud also includes image optimization. So it will optimize any image in WordPress, and you can also see the statistics here, and the price you pay for it is pretty good. Again, it works with credits, and you get 5,000 credits for free. At least I get it. And well, it basically means 5,000 images which are optimized, and there's even a standard queue, which is a slower queue than the fast queue. These images get preference above the standard queue. So how does it look like in WordPress? Let's just briefly switch to WordPress. So I'm here again in my WordPress setup, and let's see how it looks like in terms of image optimization. As you can see, I've optimized one image, and it's very easy. Any image you upload in your media library will be optimized. And as you can see, I saved, for this example thumbnail, I saved 86%. And what Quick.cloud also can do is serve a WebP, which is an alternative image format, which is even smaller to your visitors and makes it load even faster. And why do you want small images? The larger your images are, the longer it takes to load your website. So I'll be moving on to the next feature of Quick.cloud, and that is basically page optimization. And it's not really really in here, but it's about the critical CSS. Basically, what I will do is that Quick.cloud. If you're not familiar with CSS are style sheets, and these are our files used by your WordPress website to determine the layout of a website in some kind of code. And often with big WordPress teams, there are a lot of unused CSS, and what Quick.cloud can do is automatically remove all CSS that's not used and only implement CSS that is used in a page. And why is this useful? It will make your page smaller and subsequently make your page load faster. So how this looks like in Quick.cloud is that we have this page optimization setting in here. And as you can see, it has some recent requests in here, and I can do like thousands of these optimizations per month for free. This has been generated just a while ago for the home page. The optimized CSS works pretty much out of the box, and again, this works with Another thing next to image optimization and page optimization is the low quality image placeholders, or in short, LQIP. Number 5. And what LQIP does is that it replaces images with a low quality placeholder before the images really load. So it will first service images, and once the big images load, it will load the original images. And again, this costs some credits. So if we have this page, so this is our brand new WordPress page, and we reload, you briefly see, did you see it? This is the low quality image placeholder. So before the images load, this placeholder is used. And here it's not so beautiful, but with blog posts and other things, it can work quite well. And yeah, it will even make your pages load quicker. So we've came to the final chapter of this video, finally. And well, obviously we'll be curious how well this Quick.cloud do in terms of performance. So in here, I have a screen of a security load time test I performed on the given installation, which had Quick.cloud enabled, and we can see the results are impressive. What this load test will do, it will load the website from multiple locations in the world and see how fast the website will load and what the time to connection and first byte is. And that's exactly where we use a CDN like Quick.cloud for. It should be used to make a website load fast from any place in the world. And I must say the results are impressive. The time to first byte, the total load time, is very low. In many places there are some old values for New York, Atlanta and Dallas, but for the other locations the load time is very fast. So if I do a test, now I'm testing my own website, and this site is cached on the Cloudflare CDN, so the whole site is cached on the Cloudflare CDN. We get almost similar results. In my test, Cloudflare is still slightly faster, and remember, my website is bigger, so that will be slower than the standard WordPress theme, but still the scores are very close to each other. So in terms of performance, I think Cloudflare is still better, but Quick.cloud is also doing pretty well. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this gave a good insight in what Quick.cloud can do for your website and how it exactly works. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to leave them below. There's also an article related to this video in the description. And for the rest, happy optimizing WordPress.